Hey everybody, and welcome to a Tatter-a-fact in Las Vegas at the Girlz Inc. studio. And today, hey, I got Michon back.
I'm
with
back.
Me.
You
back.
missed me. I know you did.
You say that every time you come on Tatter-a-fact.
That's because they missed me.
That's like that's your opening line.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, hey, so we have a lot to talk about today. Yeah. So first I want to I just want to acknowledge it up front, before, because I know anybody that watches us on YouTube, of course, we film this and they can go to our Tatter-a-fact YouTube channel and watch us and see what we look like, what we're dressed like,
what our faces look like.
Yeah. Or they can stream us.
Yeah.
On Spotify, BuzzFeed, Podcast Addict, and iTunes. Most people are streaming us, but we do have some diehards that definitely like to watch us on YouTube. So for those watching us,
this is for you.
Yeah. So I'm a little extra today, because
super extra.
I'm super extra. Because you did my eyebrows and my full lip.
Yeah, she's still a little swollen, as you guys can see.
Yeah, on Tuesday. It was only like 4 days ago.
Yeah, she's a little scabby. Stop licking your lips.
I know. Well, I can't help it. I've had my brows done several times over the last 20 years. It's how I got into PMU. I went to a PMU artist and she did not do a good job. Like, she fucked up one of my arches. And I kept pointing, I was one of those clients that kept pointing it out, like, this arch is like not as high, and she couldn't get it. I think she just kept like redoing the same damn spot. And finally I'm like, can I just do it? And she handed me her machine, and that's no bullshit. That's not a lie. And I took her machine and I did my own arch.
Is that why you have so much scar tissue?
That could be. That could have been the start of,
scar tissue
building up. But it was like that moment. And my mom was, there for me. She was at that appointment with me for like, emotional support because, you're getting your eyebrows tattooed for the first time. I'd never even heard of it, really. And so I did it. I did that. And then, driving home, my mom was just like, you should do that. And I'm like, you think? And then it's just, from there, that's how I ended up in PMU, to be honest. So I'm really glad, like, she fucked up my arch because,
I wouldn't be where I am today.
I might not be where I am today. But anyway, I've never done my full lip. I did do my own lip liner, I think twice, like maybe like 17 years ago, something like that, when lip liner was like a thing.
So I've heard a lot of artists do that. Do you recommend that they do their own stuff?
Yeah, why not? I mean, it's like old school. It's like I don't know.
I feel like you can't get the proper stretch to do it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I recommend it per se, but
I don't know, that scares the shit out of me.
Yeah, and well, the only reason I did back then, it was, it's like, who was I going to go to? Who was going to do it?
Not me.
It was really...
I wasn't there yet.
You weren't there yet. Amber wasn't there yet, So, and I think a lot of us did back then. I know some artists still do. I see them post that they did their own brows or, whatnot. I did my own bottom eyeliner, for Christ's sakes. Yeah, I did. The only thing I couldn't do was my top eyeliner. And I never did my full lips. You just did my full lip.
You're welcome.
Thank you. But you were nervous. I
was like...
you were all sweaty.
I was sweaty.
You were sweaty.
Inside I was shitting myself.
I know. I told you two things with my lips.
Don't fuck up.
And?
Don't fuck up.
I'm not a lipstick lesbian.
Oh, and so, as natural as I can get.
Yeah, watch it with the color. I'm more of a chapstick lesbian, not a lipstick lesbian. So watch it with the color. Don't make, I don't want to use like bright pink or bright red lips. But I think the color is like doing good. But I was nervous too because I thought it was going to like hurt like hell. I was really nervous to get the full lip tattooed. And
I was delicate with you.
Yeah, and But it really didn't. And we used Frost as a pre-numb, and we used Feel Better Now for the during. And I have to tell you, I mean, honest to God, I think within like 2, 3, 4 minutes, my whole body just relaxed. I'm like, okay, this is going to be okay. It didn't, my brows hurt more than the lip hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the healing process.
Oh, healing process for the lips is horrible.
It's a drag, man.
I hate it.
I hate it too. It's a drag. So here I am, day 4, and I've got this big.
You're so cute.
I know. It's like, well, they're still swollen,
Yeah.
you know, and I got one.
You got some flappers.
I got some flappers. So I took a little bit of Aquaphor this morning. And I lifted up the flap because one side of it is still connected to the lip.
Yeah, that will do you.
Yeah, I put a little Aquaphor down and then laid the flap, the scab down and kind of like pasted it down and secured it. And so, yeah, but my lips are all scabby and they just feel like really super sunburned, chapped and tight. And maybe the worst thing for me is, you know, it's drinking coffee through a straw.
I mean, I forgot to drink a coffee through my straw this morning. I was busy though. I'll do it tomorrow.
Yeah. It sucks rocks, man.
I want to do it
I don't like it at all.
What you're talking about.
Well, the minute you do it, you're going to know what I'm talking about. It like this is a whole thing with coffee. Like,
I'll take a picture and everything for you.
yeah, like you pick up the mug and you bring the mug, you know, to your lips and you just sip the coffee.
You get the aroma.
You get the aroma and it's just this whole thing. And it's like, it's like
so it's not that it tastes different.
No, it tastes different.
You just miss the whole affectation.
I think it really does taste different going through a straw. I just don't think coffee's meant to be sipped through a straw. It's just not.
Unless it's iced.
Unless it's iced.
Okay.
Which I don't like iced coffee at all.
Because you're from
Maine.
From Maine.
Yeah. But I don't know. Stephanie drinks iced coffee and she's from Massachusetts. So I don't know.
That's a different part.
That is a different part. But yeah, so and I felt like a typical client because because you did my brows first and you did my lips. And I got home that night and I'm like, oh my.
Don't worry, guys. She was sweaty too.
I was. But I was looking in the mirror. I'm like, oh, holy hell. You know, I just look like I'm hideous. I look like hell. And the next day, my brows, they just welted up. Especially my right one. It got so swollen, and I was sure you came out of the original design, and you made it thicker, and you made it round, and I was just so sure. And Kat's like, get out of the magnifying mirror.
Oh, that's like your worst enemy. Don't look in there.
Yeah, but I would imagine that's what a lot of our clients do, right?
That's what I tell them. I tell them, just trust the process. I know you're going to be crazy, and you're not. I'm going to tell you this, and as soon as you get home, you're going to start freaking out and thinking that you made a mistake, but just trust the process.
Yeah. Yeah, I had to dig deep. Yeah.
Kat told me.
Yeah, I had to dig deep and trust the process. And I've been like doing this for 21 years. I've how many clients, thousands of times have I had to give that speech to? And here I am. I go home and I trust you immensely. And I'm in the mirror and I'm freaking out. I didn't even come to work for 2 days. I worked at home because I'm like, Wednesday, I'm like, I am so not going in, but I think I warned you guys. I don't think I'm going to be in. I just look way too extra to be coming in. But I planned on coming in on Thursday. Mm-hmm. I got up and Wednesday, I didn't even work that much. I was going to work on my academy and get like all this content.
But your forehead was just too big and couldn't
my forehead was too big. My lips were throbbing. My brows were throbbing. And I think I got a little depressed. I think I was just depressed.
I depressed you.
I think I was just depressed. I look in the mirror and I'm like, oh my God. And my face is on fire. And I watched I just watched Netflix and I was just like depressed. I was just not good that day. I was like all mopey and I just felt like shit. But I was going to come in on Thursday. And I woke up on Thursday. I was in a great mood. And then I go in the mirror and I went, oh, holy hell. It's like, oh my God, my brow was worse. So I told Kat, I am just not going in. I know Olivia and Tara. I know Tara and Olivia. I know my girls. They're going to totally. And
Oh, we're gonna make fun of you all.
well,
day.
they did today, setting
All
up the podcast.
day.
Will and Olivia. I mean, I said, you got to stop. I'm going to pee myself. I mean, Olivia's like, she's
Can't
busting a gut.
concentrate.
She can't even look at me. I mean, you guys can't even look at me seriously.
That's hilarious.
I know it. I know, right? So this is.
Mind you, guys, I have my eyebrows tattooed too, so they're
Yeah.
super dark.
Yeah, Amber did yours the
Yeah.
day before.
Yeah, I had mine.
So you're a day ahead of me. So, yeah, but I wasn't depressed day 2
Well, that's
and
good.
sad and mopey and like lethargic. So I did like work all day, like 10 hours, and just pounded out a ton of content and was super productive. And then I came in yesterday. And yeah.
They
and
look
today.
good.
Well,
Everything's coming down.
they're going
now.
to look good.
They look good.
They're going to look good. A lot of the swelling has come down.
Yeah.
And
You don't look as crazy now.
yeah, it doesn't look so crazy. But so yesterday we had to have the plumber come by, and he's always just seen me, regular, and usually on our days off when I need a plumber, it's on my day off so I
Yeah.
can be there. It was so funny. He pulls up yesterday and he gets out of the door and he looks at me. He's like, oh, you look good today. And I'm like, oh my God.
Spruced up just for me.
He's like, oh, you put makeup on for work today. I'm like, oh, yeah, I didn't want to get into it. I'm like, hopeless. Like when I go to Cat, my plumber's checking me out. He thinks I look a little extra today.
He thinks I'm a lipstick lesbian
Yeah,
today.
yeah. It was so funny to see his eyes like in shock. So the compliment could have been a cover for like absolute
Shock and
shock.
Terrified.
Shock and terror. Yeah, on the way I'm looking. But it's okay. So yeah, so we can get really, upset with clients. I know some clients go home and they text us like because they're afraid. They think their brows, are too thick. How many times do we get that? We tell them to trust the process, but then we end up getting these texts or these emails. I think it's too dark. I think it's too thick.
I just tell them, I'm like, I don't want to hear from you unless it's 2 weeks later.
Yeah. Well, that's
because
my
I know
line.
you're going to freak out.
Yeah. Yeah. That's exactly what I tell them. I extended it. It's not 2 weeks anymore. Now it's
No?
4 weeks.
Oh.
No. So I tell my clients, look, you're going to go home. Now what I'm going to tell my clients is you're going to go home and you're going to do exactly what I did last week. And you're going to look in the mirror and, blah, 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 blah. And, but do not message me for 4 weeks. Yeah.
And
Just
don't pick at anything.
don't pick at anything. Yeah.
And no, I didn't make anything bigger or go out of the design.
Yeah. Because it's really interesting the way my brows kind of warped and morphed into this thicker, rounder kind of shape when that's not what you tattooed. It's not what you look like the day I did it. But the next, like overnight, they morphed into this like hideous, goofy,
This ugly shape.
ugly shape. Yeah. 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 So I thought it was really, really interesting. And I think it's good for us to go through these procedures because I know there are PMU artists that have never had a PMU service. They've never had their brows, their lips, or their eyeliner done. So they don't really know what our clients go through.
That's always been a thing for me. I got everything tattooed on my face because I wanted to know exactly what my clients felt. Mm-hmm. So that way there was no what ifs. I could tell them exactly what was going to happen, how it was going to happen. And all my clients, they say, you told me to a T what happened. I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah. Well, we have that on our aftercare form, like brows, eyeliner, lips, all separated. And then we tell them day 1, this is what to expect. Day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, day 6, day 7.
Yeah, but do you think they're really reading all that?
I tell them to read that, but who knows? Because we get a lot of questions, after the fact, and that information is right on their aftercare. Mm-hmm. I think the more mature, the older client,
They know.
tends to read it, go home and read it in full. And I think maybe it's the younger clients that, maybe they're not reading it or some of them don't read it, as well or as thorough as they should. But yeah, so probably for the next couple weeks, I'm probably going to be a little bit more sympathetic to my clients, like a little bit careful when I wipe, and
nicer.
I might be a little bit more because I'm not a very nurturing artist. I'm kind of like,
I'm not nurturing.
I know you're not nurturing. I think you're meaner than I am. And you're not mean, but you're just like, buck up. What the hell do you expect? You booked your
tattooing
eyelids.
you. I'm tattooing your face. What did you expect?
Yeah. Well, we kind of have the philosophy here in Girlz Inc. It's like, if you bruise, you swell, you bleed, it hurts. It's not that we don't care. We care. We're sorry you're going through that. I feel you, but you paid me a lot of money to heal, to get this done, to heal with beautiful black eyeliner, if that's what they asked for, or beautiful, pink lips or mauve lips, whatever. And we want to make sure first session you heal with a lot of color, great color. And if a follow-up is needed, it's a minor touch-up, minor.
Or not one at all.
Or not one at all, which is about 50% of our work, if not more.
Yep.
So yeah, so we just have that philosophy. I mean, we're like pretty badass PMU tattooers in here.
Well, I always tell my clients, it's gonna suck. The first pass is gonna suck. It is what it is. But as soon as after that, it's gonna be easy peasy. And the faster I get in, the faster I get out. And the more comfortable you are.
Yeah. No, it's definitely true. But I can see why clients get in the mirror and stare at it. I can see why they're tempted to pick. I did not pick, by the way, just so you know.
Not.
I know.
I'll know.
I know you'll know. And I have not. I would not. But I can totally see why. I can see why it happens. I can just, I can see why it happens. Why they're tempted, and why maybe they go through some mental or, some anxiety.
It's real
those
body
first few
dysmorphia.
days. Yeah, exactly. But it's temporary body.
Yeah, it'll go away. It'll be fine. Body dysmorphia.
Dysmorphia. Yeah, it's temporary.